all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I love that. Welcome along to episode 20 of 5 Star Sodas. My name's Andy. We have Nick. How you doing?
I'm good. I was going to say I'm here, but I'm good.
I'm feeling quite triumphant, mate. Did better in the quiz than last time. So yeah, feeling good.
So
mate.
for those of you that are listening back to the episode, we've just finished the logo quiz at the Staying In, where I and Nick went head to head. Nick got absolutely pumped again, but now we're here for our 20th episode, and not just our 20th episode, but we're going to kick it off with our 100th review in just a few minutes' time.
100 reviews, that is wild.
It is kind of
That's
wild.
a lot of sugar.
Yeah,
that is
crazy
wild.
So what do we probably average? I don't know, maybe 15 grams of sugar a drink?
Well, I mean, anything less than you're not scoring well.
Aye, so, I mean, that's a lot of sugar.
Sort of rule of thumb.
Um,
But no, mate.
Just
It's,
like
I
a
mean,
white balance, Nick, because folk are still slagging you for your lipstick in the comments.
I don't give a fuck.
they're calling you next.
You're hiding behind your laptop. Come on. Come find me. We'll see what's up.
But in terms of sugar, mate, no spoilers, but it's not slowing down tonight.
No,
we are going all out. I
It's a
just grabbed the lineup for tonight, and obviously,
Did you grab it and savor it to like reset your palate here?
I did it, mate. I was going to literally eat a dry bagel to try and bring me back to earth, but I was like, do you know what?
That sounds abysmal.
We're hitting the 100th review tonight, and I was like, do you know what? Whatever happens tomorrow happens.
So you kick it off with our first sidebar,
Yes.
and we always do like to enjoy a sidebar. During the quiz, we mentioned the Mandela effect, and Nick, you didn't know what it was.
Do you think people listening to our podcast know what a sidebar is in general? I mean, they should probably know by now, but
They will know
How
by
did
now.
you
We're
just-
20 episodes
how
in,
did
and
you
we
how would you even describe a sidebar?
What you just did is a sidebar.
Exactly.
To the
Sidebar,
sidebar.
sidebar. But
It's an
pump the brakes.
inception of a
Pump
sidebar.
the brakes. I'm interested for Nick. Have you get any idea
How
what
to
the
explain
Mandela
it?
effect is? No, just
wait. See before he goes into that, just because he said, how do you explain to him to know a sidebar? I got a message for somebody earlier on this week, and it says, I'm not even going to tell you who it is. How do you put up with Mr. Sidebar? I'd be flipping out every time. So there you go. People
Who's
know
Mr.
what
Sidebar? Me or Al?
you. It was definitely aimed at you.
It's,
Who was it?
I'm not telling you.
It was Neil, wasn't
No. I'm not telling you.
it? Is it Jenny?
No, I'm
Was
not
it Al?
telling you. It wouldn't
Was it
be.
you,
It
Al?
wouldn't be considered. It wouldn't be considered in our friends of the podcast list. And I don't mean that derogatory to the person. We just have a friends of the podcast list
Was it
that
my mum?
have been mentioned. I'm not telling you.
It was Jim.
Right.
Right.
The Mandela effect. Have you got anywhere with this, Nick?
No idea. I'd like to say something to do with Nelson Mandela.
No.
okay, Andy, just it is.
Oh, is
It
it?
is. Aye, do you
didn't
know?
know
Oh, here we go.
Wait a
I'm about to
minute.
educate.
I'm
Right.
getting bullied by the guy who doesn't know what the Mandela
I know what
effect
it is. I didn't know it was named
Right.
after Nelson Mandela.
That's why it's called that. So the reason
Can
it's
I
called
guess
the
before you
Mandela
say
effect-
this?
Go for it.
Just like me and I, they were just, what do you know, Andy? But you just didn't
Yeah, I
it
know
was Nelson.
exactly what it is, but I didn't know
Right.
why it was named
I have a
after.
guess. Right. It's the Mandela effect because everyone spells his name wrong.
No.
It's the Mandela effect because in prison he forgot how to spell.
No. Listen.
Okay.
Why is
It's-
that everything about spelling?
mate, This is something I think you'll quite like. It's quite an interesting phenomenon.
And it's a
So-
deep diver. Like you can
Right.
go really deep into it.
Mandela died in 2013, right?
Okay.
But
But
a
did they really?
huge number of people distinctly remember Mandela dying in the 80s. Right?
What?
So it's when something, it's almost like a false memory. It's something that has like perpetuated for years, and you say to people, "Oh, that's Nelson Mandela did," and they're like, "No, Nelson Mandela died in the 80s." And it's like, so there's so many examples. A lot of it is in film and television.
Is one of the examples Rangers Football Club because they definitely died. I'm not sure if they actually died or not, but they definitely did die.
So
One of
I've
the-
got quite an interesting one up just now, Andy, just to run
Right,
down
on you
with a few of these. A couple of examples. So one that you probably know the right answer is the television show starring Kim Cattrall, Sarah Jessica Parker about the 4 Girls in New York. What's it called?
Sex in the City.
No, it's called Sex and the City.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say.
Right. Okay. So that's one that's that people would
If you
swear
call it the other one,
they would swear that it's called
it's Sex and the City is the
Sex
name
and
of
the
the show.
City. But so many people referred to it as that it just became Sex and the City. People
Sex in
referred
the
to it.
City.
Do you know
That-
Febreze only has one E?
Oh, that was the other one I was going to come up with because it came in the quiz. How would
I
you spell
wrote it.
Febreze?
Interesting.
So it's like all these things. And have you got one that comes to mind, Andy?
Well, there's one that's been mentioned a couple of times in the comments, and it's about the Monopoly man. That he
Yes.
doesn't have a monocle.
Yep.
He has a moustache, doesn't he?
He does have a moustache and a bag
He's
of
got a
money.
moustache, but he doesn't have a monocle.
See the
And he
Monopoly
doesn't-
man. What is he meant to be?
Just a caked guy.
It's penny
No, but
bags.
he's not. But he's not the banker, is he?
No, he's like a.
Is he like
real
some sort of
estate
like?
guy. He's like a mogul.
So hold on. See, in the game of Monopoly, you start off. Someone's designated the banker. Yes.
Mhm.
Someone like says, "I'm going to do the banker. I'll be the guy cheating like fuck the whole game." And then you've got everyone else. But in this world, Mr. Monopoly is kind of just like a rich, probably old, drunk man that just kind of watches you, like basically fall out with your family. Is that who he is?
He's called Rich Uncle Pennybags,
Amazing.
and he's depicted as a portly old man, and just meant to be a rich guy. Like, and he's
Right.
I think he's just meant to be-
Portly old man.
Put this-
We are portly old men right now, by the way.
Put this to the side for
putting it out
one.
there.
Put this to the side for a second. In the comments, Jenny Wainwright, the quote from Jaws. Nick, you'll know this one, but that's another one that's went on for so long that people say you're going to need a bigger boat.
Everyone thought it was we're going to need a bigger boat.
We're going to need a bigger boat because it sort of sounds a bit better and it
Yeah.
applies to like having it, repeated years later. But here's one quick one in a movie thing. What color is C3PO in Star Wars, Nick?
I know this one.
Okay, so he's gold, but the bottom portion of one of his legs is
It's
silver.
Yeah,
Like
Oh.
loads of these wee things that just like they
There's actually
go
got a
on
red
for
arm in one of the new ones as well, is it not?
a red arm.
It does a red arm in one of the new ones. I think the newest one.
If you actually listen closely, Tom Hanks says life was like a box of chocolates in Forrest Gump, not life is like a box of chocolates. All these daft things where it's like it goes on for so long that it becomes ingrained in so many people's that they just swear down on it.
So Kit Kat, does it get a hyphen?
It does have a hyphen.
It does.
It doesn't have a hyphen.
It doesn't.
Mandela.
There's no hyphen in Kit Kat.
This is ridiculous. You could do this all night. Here's
Aye,
a quick
no,
one.
It's, definitely- it's worthy of a deep dive.
If people watching what sound off in the comments, we are doing a live show at SWG3 on the 22nd of May. If you have bought a ticket and would like a double goodie bag, let us know in the comments right now and I'll pick one of you to win that.
Bold.
And that's
See-
maybe the only time I'm ever going to refer to you because I'm just going to look this way so I don't see the slagging that I'm getting for having cherry lips.
So see, whilst we wait on that happening, should
Yes.
we do it?
Is it happening? This is happening.
It's quite sad, isn't it? Because you know what?
It's quite sad.
I kind of wanted to get like a little party poppers and I forgot.
Aye,
And now we're
there's
here. But
aye,
you know
and
what?
I
That's
still
how we
did
do it,
fake
man.
cannons last week.
That's how we do it.
Trust Nick to bring poppers to the party.
You know what?
Right. How are we doing this?
Um,
Because this is a monumental occasion. Andy, you bring the drink out.
Drum roll
Right,
it
so
for
it's
us.
Gas
So
it up.
we talked about this for a long time about what we could bring and what it could be. It had to be something special, but it wasn't necessarily it had to be like amazing. Like it had to be like the number one drink, but it was something that everybody's like, oh, why have you not done that? Why have you not done that? And I suppose we talked about it as this is kind of seen as like the grail, the one that everybody always talked about. If you were to say what's the best soda you've ever had, this is probably mentioned more times than anybody else. More times than anybody else, no bother at all. It's the Mexican Coca-Cola. Number
What?
100. The
This one
glass
here?
bottle Mexican Coca-Cola.
Ladies
Off
and
the-
gentlemen,
ladies and gentlemen, here it's arrived. off
Number
the bat,
100.
how the bottle is. Look at it. It fills the actual frame.
So
Guys,
slim.
give us a quick. Just look at your camera with your thing. Let's get one for the gram for later.
For sure. 100.
Oh, no, wait a minute. Be best. Hold on, I do a 1 and you do zeros.
Oh, that looks good. Look
All
at
right.
this, man. This is so
I'm too far away, guys. This looks rubbish.
This looks pish.
Put it together. We'll fix it. We'll fix it in post.
We'll Photoshop that. We'll Photoshop that.
This
So-
is for a lot of people. They have probably heard of this pure. Oh, the best Coca-Cola is the Mexican cola. The theory is that it has real cane sugar,
Mhm.
which is kinda, in a way, bullshit because in the UK, until the sugar tax, we had cane sugar. That's just what sugar is out here, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
So we were probably getting a version of this anyway,
But no, this has always been different. It's always
Has it
been
though?
different.
because it's got 2 extra mils and it's in a nicer bottle.
No, I think it must have been something to do with like the.
Let's talk
Cola
about the bottle.
company.
I mean, sorry. So it's like 22 milliliters more for your buck. But what I was going to say is this is a much better bottle in it than like
Yeah.
our glass bottles.
See, I held a glass bottle up earlier on, the Limca bottle,
Mm.
made by the Coca-Cola company.
Same bottle.
I think they're the exact. They're not exact same, but very
close,
similar.
they're
Tall,
close.
skinny. Very good. I mean, and the one. I mean, we had a conversation about this earlier, like when we were working, and it was somebody say about what I mean, like vanilla Coke. It's the best. And you're like, Coca-Cola is not the best Coke. Not.
It definitely isn't.
It's
Well,
nowhere
Andy,
near it.
Coca-Cola is not the best cola. Coca-Cola is the only Coke.
Ah, okay.
Mandela.
Isn't it mad that Coke, well, that Coca-Cola, did you just say Mister on it?
Mister?
It says Coca-Cola
it does.
Mister.
Mr.
I've got a
Coca-Cola?
Refresco Mister right at the end. It must be like a trademarking.
A Mexican thing, yeah.
Mexican
Mexican.
trademark.
Mexican registered.
Or refresco.
Shall we go on?
Let's do it. Let's
Aye.
do it, boys.
Before
We've
we
waited
go
long
in,
enough.
I'm picking a winner.
All right, do that before we crack them.
The winner is Amy Vincent. The reason it is Amy Vincent is because she said me like everybody else did, but then she also said, "Can I nominate somebody?" And I feel like, you know what, you can win and you can share it with Shell Walker, and there you go.
So there we go.
Right.
Amy Vincent, we'll sort you out with an extra bag of sodas when you come at the event.
You're
SWC,
welcome.
great thing to me.
This
Eh,
is open and I'm nosing it.
There is still a few tickets left if you want to head over to bighandmedia.com/shop if you want to come and watch us do this live. Which
Right,
I know
guys, simultaneous sipping. It's got to be. It's got to be.
nice
On the
nice and light.
nose.
It's
All right,
pleasant on
let's
the
go.
nose.
Let's go. Right, cheers. 100.
Hello. To 100 more, lads.
What did they say in Scotland again? If everyone was always like salut, skull, cheers, slanjavar. Is that it?
Oh,
Slanjavar.
come. I mean, that's in terms of Coca-Cola. That's right where you need it to be. As predicted.
It's very Coca-Cola.
Mm.
It's the best version
genuinely-
of a Coca-Cola, isn't it? Actually.
I think I'd struggle to tell the difference. But if you were to put them side by side, I think I'd struggle to tell the difference between this and a regular Coca-Cola.
Really? No, I mean it's not worlds apart. But what I will say here is, for many reasons, you can get a hit or a miss kind of Coke here. You can
Yeah.
get, whether it's bottles, plastic bottles, glass bottles, cans, draft. It's all over the place. Also, sometimes you get it imported from Europe. Also, sometimes the can has been sitting on a shelf for about 14 years. You can open a can of Coke here and go, that's off. And this, for me, and I don't really drink that much Coca-Cola because I've always got better options in my fridge. For me, this is great. This is
It's the good Coke. Like it's like
good Coke.
it's like they had the Coke expert make sure that all the right ingredients, like all your draft levels are right, the fizz was right, and just bottled it properly.
It's
the balance is perfect.
It is the best version of Coca-Cola, I think. That said,
It tastes
is
like
it going the
Coca-Cola.
extra mark? Is it going that extra step to be a contender with Fritz Cola, with Doritos Mexican Cola, both on the leaderboard?
No, I don't think it's coming. I don't think it's dethroning any of the hitters, but
I'm going to just say off the bat, as I like to. It's in the upper echelons of the 3, I think.
Well, do you know what I think it is? It's like you know that phrase when somebody's like, "Oh, I'm kind of like my biggest. I'm just playing against myself. I'm just trying to beat myself." You know, Coke is like, "Yo, I can't swing at Fritz and that. Fritz is big business, but he's like, I just want to beat Coke. I am Coke, but I want to be the best Coke." And I think your man's got it here.
I mean,
Yeah.
Rishi Sunak said he was a Coke addict. That was funny, wasn't
Sure.
it?
There's no doubt. There's no doubt it is a very, very good Coca-Cola, the best Coca-Cola
I
you
tell you
could
what,
have.
right? See, sometimes like you get a Coke and it doesn't hit the mark. Even if it's freezing cold and a can, it could be freezing cold in one of these shitty 250ml bottles now. It really doesn't. And sometimes I think Coca-Cola can be quite sickly and thick.
Mhm.
This
Man,
39 grams of sugar on this.
this bottle is
That's
this bottle's
not
helping
bad.
it out too, man. The bottle's great. You know, I feel like, you know, every once in a while you're like, I'm in the mood for Coca-Cola, and I wish we had this on deck because I feel
This
like
would be good for a chippy.
there's a consistency here.
You had an
Had
OG
you
fish
ever been
supper. You imagine having an OG fish supper in Mexico City? Get
You
one
just
of
like,
these.
you're like, it's like anytime something's like, it's like, but we a chippy though. Think of it.
That is the benchmark. The benchmark. Could you have this with a chippy?
You're sitting in Troon. You've got your overpriced fish supper sitting there. You're sitting in a wee curb. And you have to tan it on the side of the curb just to get it open because you forgot your bottle opener.
Don't risk that, but don't risk this bottle in the curb, man.
Right, scores.
Right, I'll come in.
100th review.
Mm,
I'm going 3.6.
3.6. I thought we were going to go at Craig New score. 7.1.
100 points. I think I'm going to give it. I think I'll give it a 3.7. Yeah, I think I'll get a 3.7. It's not touching any of our like heavy hitters up in the top deck, but yeah, really, it's really good for a Coca-Cola.
I'm going to A-B this with Fago.
I did it already. That's why I knew the score.
Oh, I forget a scoring line. Fair enough.
Fago's got a wee bit of something going on there, man. This.
Oh, wait a minute.
See if the Fago was in the green glass bottle here.
This is it. I just need to pump the brakes for a second. I promised Alina that she could try the Mexican cola, so she's lurking at the door here. She doesn't want to be on camera, but
we got a special guest.
It's a special guest. It's a non-visual.
Special guest.
She's just gonna take a sip and give me a quick score. Not that
tell her to shout the score.
She's gonna shout the score out, but I'll just I'm gonna take my headphones off.
Tell her not to say anything else other than just shout the score.
Hold tight. Get ready. Just the score.
Everyone just listen for Helena, Alan's wife. Score coming up.
What's your score?
I'll give you my score. I'll give you after. She's not doing my score before me. Come on, it's 100th drink. It's fucking outrage. The fact that he's just done this to us.
The first
Crazy. This wasn't
planned.
planned. It's a podcast. He's fucked off, so his wife can shout a score. What'd she say?
He can't hear. He's not got his headphones on. He's a prick.
Oh my god, what's she going to say?
She didn't shout it, but she said 3.1.
Get him out of your mood, though. At least it wasn't a rookie score.
For the 100th drink. And to get rid of your calculator.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
3. That was kind of fuzzy. 3.7. 3.7.
3.7.
Wait a minute
It
here.
is good,
It's,
but it is not in the 4s. And it's just lacking a bit of depth. It is unmistakably Coca-Cola. But that doesn't mean it's the best, you know?
what were you saying about me when I took my headphones off? People are commenting on my rug now.
I don't know. I never said anything about the rug. Right, anyway, drink number 100.
That's what I was thinking, man.
Coca-Cola glass bottle from Mexico.
Drum roll.
Score.
Please.
3.7.
Guys.
3.7.
It is. I knew this. I knew tagging one misses in was going to spark controversy.
See, every time
I'll tell
we
you
finish
something,
an
by the way.
episode,
That was
every time we
unplanned.
finish an episode, I take them downstairs so she can taste them all. If she wants
Unplanned.
to walk up 2 flights of stairs, she's welcome.
I would have suggested we didn't do it. I may make a little pin badge with my 100th drink guy.
That's quite good.
Oh, that's a good vibe. I'm keeping that, actually. I'm definitely keeping that.
I don't know about it's here. There we go.
I do feel it's a wee bit weird, though. I'll be honest. Anticlimactic.
Really?
Can you
Were
imagine?
you, how much were you expecting from it? Were you expecting that to hold a
No,
hold a candle?
no. I wasn't expecting a top score. But can you imagine if McDaid's original cola was the 100th drink? I think would have been. I think the score would have been higher.
But when we had the McDaid's original cola, McDaid's was in the bin.
McDaid's was in the bin.
It's in a trash can. And then what do you call them? The Muppet, the puppet. Is it
Grouch?
Grouch? Groucho McDaid. It's
Aye.
crawled out his Irish bin. He's like, guys, don't judge me yet. I got the heat in a glass bottle all the way from America land.
Groucho McDaid? What are you talking about? You're talking about Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street?
That's Oscar.
Oscar McDaid.
Oscar McDaid. Oscar
McDaid.
Groucho.
Seamus McGrouch.
I was like, what is he talking about?
Anyway, Seamus, come on. His juice was better. Anyway, so there you go.
Juice.
100.
Just to shout McDaid's. McDaid's have, but we've done 4 drinks? 3. We've done 3 glass bottle McDaid's. 4 if you count the plastic bottle football special, which we were actually asked about today by a random, like, nobody you would ever have thought would have asked us about that. But we've done 3 of the glass bottle premium range McDaid's. All 3 are in the Hall of Fame. All 3 have scored 4 and above. We've got another glass bottle McDaid's coming up very soon.
We
Today.
do.
Another-
Two things are going to happen. They keep plowing forward, or they just run straight into the hurdle.
Both. Straight on the deck.
I've got something to bring up. There was something Al
Mhm.
mentioned today once you went up the road, Andy.
Up the road.
Al was commenting on the fact that over lockdown we have ripped the utter piss out of our bodies. And Al
Aye.
wanted to propose.
You
What did you
ready?
want to propose?
5-star soda weight loss challenge.
Do you know
I
that?
think
Right, before you go on, this is very weirdly timed.
Don't get
because-
defensive, Andy. It's not an intervention.
No, I'm not getting defensive. Very weirdly timed because Leanne Clark, who's in the comments right now,
Yes.
banned from Facebook for 24 hours because she put up a post on the Staying community page about how like Slimming World and all that is a lot of shite and it's bad. She's like, just eat less, move more kind of vibes. Like, just fucking don't fall into this nonsense.
Yeah.
And then some people say, I just need I need the accountability of going to these kind of classes. And I just said, well, I'll FaceTime you every week and call you a fat cunt if you want. Leanne then called me a cunt and she got banned from Facebook for 24 hours for using the C word. But yeah, it's been very much talked about, and weirdly, even me and Jenny spoke about it. It says maybe we should do a challenge about it, and I think we've just nailed it, guys.
It's a 5-star soda challenge. So maybe
We're still going to drink soda, but I feel like we need to offset it because we're now becoming stars and we're obviously going live.
with stars.
We're stars out here. I really feel like we need to.
The 5-star sodas diet program
Aye.
is here.
Yes, yeah. You drink hundreds of soda. And that's it.
One night of the week, and then you just fast.
You just don't do anything else.
You drink
Right.
water only. There you go.
I'm in. How are we keeping track of this then? Are we being accountable and it's got to go on the Insta?
Well, I think what we'll do is, we'll all have a wee powwow over the next week and set up some kind of parameters. But I think maybe we need to. A good place to check in for the weight update would be on the cast every week, obviously. So we'll do that with the kind of weight update. And I think maybe we could add some stuff on the Insta, some progress, and maybe some insight into the activity and exercise we're maybe getting up to.
I mean, talking about activity and exercise, I joined the golf club this week. I'm going to be doing a power at walking.
Oh, mate, you know those golfers, you know that Tig always
Those
gets
golfers
picked
are
out.
known for being very slim.
I think Nick mentioned something about this. What? So you're keen for the golf?
I mean, I've always played, like, not always.
Oh
but
no, I remember
No.
Nick went like this to me the
No,
other day.
you have not.
I think Andy's want to go to driving range, and I was like, nope. And he was like, oh, what's up? And I was like, mate, I've tried it. I was like, I just cannot hit the thing. But now I'm like a grown up, so I'm just like, and I'm surrounded by people that are just smashing the ball at, I don't know, 300 yards. Like, I can't hit the thing. And things that I can't do. Like it's so
Aye,
frustrating to be like,
I'm with you, man. If you can't do it, fuck that. I don't even want to learn. You're
maybe
past
you're a
that.
natural man. Maybe you're a
No,
natural.
I'm
Are you
not.
good at golf?
I played a wee bit when I was younger. Like I used to be a member of a golf club and stuff. So I mean, no, not at all. Like I'm still crap. I'm probably 80%, no, maybe 70% of my shots were half decent. The rest were like gutter balls.
Is it like do you like the idea of being competitive? Or, I think there's a real social aspect to golf, and I think the idea of like it gets you out walking because you just kind of smash a ball and then go and find it.
The weird thing is, like you said about the social aspect, I'd quite happily go and play myself. Like I don't really.
You just
don't-
love
I don't know anybody else.
another excuse to get out of the house away from Jenny. I mean, I don't fucking blame you.
I kind of knew you'd say that. I think that'd actually be kind of baller if like, because everyone always goes to the golf and like squads, like, oh, me and the lads went to golf. They were just like, see that guy over there? Like, what guy like? That's Andy. Always comes himself. Never plays with anyone. Never speaks to anyone. Like in the
Ninth hole,
in the
just cracks out a glass bottle of this weird juice for somewhere.
they're like, oh, is he good? Like, no, he's terrible, man.
He uses a snooker cue on the greens.
he's so slow, man.
He puts me a hockey stick. I was going to say that what we should do on the next podcast is we'll set a parameter of how many, let's say, pounds that we want to lose. Because I don't think it's like we're all at different weights, so it wouldn't be fair to go like, right, let's try and get this target weight. So we'll just say like, and like whatever, and then we'll see what happens. And then I think that way we can kind of keep on top of each other. Last year I said last year for your wedding. It was 2 years ago now. Crazy. I mean, I was killing the game. I was coming for you and Jordan.
You were probably about the same weight as me.
I was at the gym every night, and now look at me. I'm drinking beer and eating nuts.
Look at me, I'm drinking 7 sodas in one go.
That's quite funny, you know, because that's like quite a like. There's a picture of me and you, Nick, at that wedding in that suit. I know was really, I was in good shape, and I was like, it's one of the first suits I've really had like tweaked and taken in, because I was like, but now that if somebody's like, yo,
your wife wears that suit to her work.
If somebody's like Ellen DeGeneres, but it's like if someone's like, yo, impromptu wedding tomorrow, throw that suit on, I'm just like, oh no, man, it's not happening. I need to go like the pure. I need to run in
extra fabric to sew into that.
It's no way it's happening. Like,
I'm so competitive though, so like
that's what we need.
Come at me.
That's I suppose that's definitely a thing we need. The competitive nature would be the one to go.
Talking about competition, I was going to say, Jing, we should move on to a competition within the McDaid's soft drink company.
Well, hold on a wee sec, because I'm trying.
You got something else to bring on?
Came from that conversation, because I was just going to hold us all accountable, and it was that photo you're talking about.
What photo?
That one I used to at the wedding.
Are you going to bring up?
I was going.
I mean, I'm still the most handsome on the podcast. So
isn't it on your wall?
On your wall.
Best buds.
Friends.
Well, next.
It's the one of me and you, though.
You're kilted up. I know, but we look good, man.
There's one of you and Steg, Nick. I've not got the one of you now, though.
There's one of Steg and winner. Oh, friends of the podcast.
In joke.
Shout to JTL.
Steg has left the group.
Steg's well left the chat.
I mean, look, you're absolutely killing the game there.
I was.
You look like the guy. Oh no, that's not stuff. I thought you were Steg there for a minute.
The jink I looked like.
Steg's bird isn't in the photo, Nick, but yours is.
No, ours is as well. There's Shalina on the other side of it.
So is. But anyway, that's a nice wee throwback.
So let's get the details.
Thanks for reminding me. I used to be handsome. Thanks.
Let's get the details.
I'm sitting here with 7 sodas, dying.
Let's get the details down for that, and we'll maybe bring a wee bit more clarity to the program.
In the meantime, let's crack on.
In the meantime,
come on, let's go.
Right.
I've been waiting for this for months.
I also have. I'll be honest.
I don't even know if this is maybe the next one on the list, but I'm just like, let's do it. Let's do it now.
No, I think it was, but let's go with it anyway. Let's go with it. So we did mention McDaid's in the last one.
Back to Ireland.
McDaid's just smashing the game with our premium range. But this one's a wee bit different.
off the
What's
ball.
this? Smooth banana.
With banana,
Smooth
baby.
banana soda.
I've got no. See, I'll tell you something, right? At worst, this will taste like those foamy banana sweets, right? I don't even know if there is a best.
It's
There isn't a best.
talked
What is
about
a
this
banana
before.
soft drink? What is
We've
that?
talked about this before. It's like, what's the soda that's missing? Like, what could you do? Like, I mean, we've talked about the chocolate soda and all that, and this
In
is probably
theory,
one of them.
no banana. It's no banana, is it?
Does on paper this am I safe in saying on paper this doesn't really appeal to anyone? To us anyway. I like
No.
nobody's going like that.
Do you know the banana Muller yogurts though? They are kind of dynamite. So if it tastes like banana Muller yogurt, I could be
there another-
persuaded.
Is there another banana soda though?
I don't think so.
No.
I can't think of one.
Did Seamus say that? I think they've been doing this for a while though.
Oh no, because this is a plastic bottle one.
Plastic
you get
one
this,
too,
is
yeah.
one of
This
the
is
OG flavors, so this isn't a new thing.
Because he was saying that in a time when they couldn't compete with the big dogs,
That's what they try to be
like
different.
he was trying to be a bit left of centre, which was cool. But I hope it's money, like because you know they've had such a
They've
good
got the
run.
banana ice cream. The banana ice cream is
And
is
he said
also-
he talked that up big, man.
yeah. So I mean, it's
Well, we try it.
It's a quick sidebar before we start. And I know we're referring to the comments a lot, but we are live tonight, which is brilliant.
Sidebar.
Someone was saying that we could do 5-star and review some of the diet stuff as
Get
part of our.
To fuck.
But we could do a
I mean, it's
wee.
maybe a good kickoff for the. It's maybe a good kickoff for the five star
I
sodas
don't know
diet
if we
plan.
make it a whole maybe not a whole episode, but maybe a
Well,
wee.
wait, actually,
Instagram
maybe it
special.
could be. Maybe it could be because I've got
Okay.
a favorite diet drink. I also know
No.
Nick's got a favorite diet drink.
I do.
So
It's the same as ours.
Part of me's like there is only.
But
no, and mine
our,
is different.
our blood
Well,
is
yours isn't.
50%.
So maybe we can
Yeah.
just debate that. But anyway, look,
Okay.
it's came calling.
Let's go.
Banana soda, baby. Let's go. No
Let's
bottle. No bottle opener required.
101. I always bottle open these.
It's a twisty.
I should say we gave away a couple of 5-star soda packs before, and somebody had said that we gave one of the last ones to. There was a bottle of this in it, and she said she'd really enjoyed it.
Hmm.
Oh, that is
Okay.
Smells okay, man. It
That's
smells
a-
like-
Smells like the foam banana.
I was just about to say it smells like foam banana. It smells like banana sweets.
Doesn't Lemmy have a bit of foam bananas? Or was that Burleson?
Oofed. I don't know, man. It's not.
Whoa,
Hmm.
that's complex.
It's
That
doing
isn't.
right.
That is right. I'll tell you what.
It's quite
On
hard
the
to wrap-
nose,
to wrap your head around this.
on the nose, it's like a giant pick and mix bag full of those bananas, right?
Mm.
On the nose.
Mhm.
See on the palate. It's fucking dancing. It's doing something.
It's
It's
definitely
like-
got a few other things in there.
You know see, you know when you leave a banana, usually for the
If you're
banana
making
bread or
banana
something,
bread,
you let it go like black on the outside.
Mm.
It's like it's got that kind of like burnt toffee note thing going on. I
Do you know
like
the-
this, man.
the thing is,
Seamus is a wizard.
The thing is, like the problem here lies is because you don't really have a baseline for a banana
Yeah.
soda.
What you
So
base that?
Everyone's had cola, then you have a McDaid's cola, and you're like, right, this is fucking off the wall. This is brilliant. You need to take a minute and realize that Seamus is literally like your first man in the moon here. This is
Yeah. Just to go back to the Mexican cola, 39 grams of sugar. McDaid's banana, 43 grams of sugar. Stick that right up. Good
a
luck
five
with that
for
one.
me.
Let me say
Someone
something
will-
about this, right? This is wild. But
Yeah.
it's funky. I like it, man.
seeing that celery lane,
Exactly.
this is good, man.
Just something left of center, no baseline for it. You need to judge it on the taste.
It's not something you could drink
Not
loads
every
of on
night.
your own.
Let me
It's,
tell you,
not
so
a
it's not been
regular.
offy vibes. This is weird, right? Yeah, I spoke about this on the quiz ever so slightly, but when I was younger, I don't know what way about this would happen, but I actually do know. Usually, what would happen is I'd have some sort of like snack or meal at Bananas, and then I would that would be in like Fox Bar in Paisley, and then I would try and recreate this at my grand's in Renfrew.
Shout out to someone from London, Jennifer Dunlop from Barking. She's,
From Barking. And anyway, see bananas. I get like nice bread, butter, banana smashed into the thing, toast and banana, classic. That was at Olga's. See at Marion's. Her interpretation of that was like like plain bread,
A Tesco value low.
Council bread, yeah.
plain bread, banana, halved, and it would just come at me like like a full banana, halved in the middle, buttered plain bread, and the thing, and she'd just leave a fork. So I would be doing the mashing myself, and I'd always like mess up because
DIY sandwich.
I'm just a wee guy. But this, I know this is crazy, right? But another sidebar, kind of. But in Pixar's Ratatouille, at the end of the film, spoilers, if you've not seen Ratatouille, I don't give a fuck. It's a great film. At the end of Ratatouille, the food critic has the Ratatouille, and he's taking back to his childhood. And when I'm drinking this, again, on the nose, I'm like, this is barking. For like Jenny. And, but see, makes me feel like a wee guy again.
See if you can
This
get over
is
the smell. If you can
This
go over the
is
smell
so
of it.
good.
If you can go over the smell of it, there is something wild in there.
This is toast and banana.
It's good, man.
But
I
see,
like it.
just sidebar there, and it goes back to our weight loss campaign. And this is kind of what kind of kicked off the whole conversation. See, on Slimming World, see if you eat a whole banana, nae sins. But see if you mash the banana up, 7 sins.
What's to do with that?
What are you doing?
How's that?
Don't know. It's just
I
mental.
can't believe how good this is.
What isn't that thing where like do you ever put a banana in the oven? Do that thing? Does it not like release? If you put a banana in the oven, it releases so much more of the natural sugars or something like that. If you do the banana in the oven thing, it tastes so good. It's
I
like
don't really like bananas, if I'm honest.
See this.
this guy.
See this.
What about smooth bananas?
not chilled in a plastic bottle.
Jeez.
That would be
Aye,
terrible.
that's like cold tea.
This is amazing.
Yeah, I'm going to slide in here.
This is so good.
I'm going to say I like this a lot. It's interesting. It's very sweet. And
I think I like this better than any of the other McDaid's.
Nah, don't.
Fucking
Slow down, baby. Right.
I'm yourself.
Let me just say,
I do. I think this is better. This is my favourite McDaid's.
I think this is really good, but I'll say something. If you say, would you want to try the one in the plastic bottle? I'll pass, man.
Yeah.
Because this could go ski whiff, man. Ski whiff in a plastic bottle. If you're getting this, stick to the premium range. And that's what it is. I'll give you a score right now.
Do it.
It's 4 on the nose.
Oh, mate.
Yeah, this is fucking stupid, man. What is?
So good, man. That's funky, man.
It's weird. There's see the first time I tasted it, I hated it. I hated it. It was just like, this is too weird. And see when you're drinking something just down, because when I get these cases in, I sometimes just snaffle one before I tell you. And I didn't enjoy it. I try to even get the kids to get into it, but they weren't in it at all. But there is so many different flavours to it. There's a weird toffiness to it if you let it sit in your tongue. I'm still not a huge fan of bananas though. I can't just pretend I am because I love McDaid's and no doubt.
Did you hate Banana Man? The cartoon?
Giving it a wee bit of a bump on what the score I'm about to give it. I'm going to give it a 3.7.
Fair enough.
I respect that. Your missus with the best comment. It makes so much sense. Like, you're going to mash the banana with your teeth when you eat it anyway. So what is Slimming World talking about?
No.
What is that? Who wrote the book?
I have no idea.
Let's just
wait for your score
off the
before the next one. Right,
Sorry?
Nick, what's your score? Let's hear it.
Can you bring up my scores for other McDaid's?
No, you've already told me it was better than that, so you should know them. I'm not telling you. I was going to test
I've
you.
got
on
a feeling. I just want to see when you look. Can you look at them and tell me if I'm right?
Because you've made that statement now. This is better than the rest of them.
panicking. He's just got to put it a 5.
No, I know what it is. I already like it. I
Understand.
wrote it in the inside of my head. 4 point. 4.3 for McDaid's banana.
It is indeed the highest score that you have given a McDaid's.
I think it's my favourite. It's not
4.2. You gave 4.2 to Coke, 4.2 to On Screen.
Right. It's not. Granted, this is not for everyone. Granted, on an average, it's probably not the best McDaid's. But for me, it's the best McDaid's. Seamus, I wrote you off, mate. You're doing fucking serious work in America.
So we're only one short of having done the
But
the whole
before
range,
we
the whole
before we
premium
go into
range.
that, before we go into that, we should. I'm just going to do this because there's going to be a few sidebars here before we go on.
Mm.
McDaid's banana soda joins the Hall of Fame at 4.0.
Welcome to the club.
He's
Rightly so.
4 for 4 on the Hall of Fame. I'm surprised that made it. I thought that would just have slipped out.
Nah, mate, I knew that. I had a feeling. I had
So
a
two-
feeling
two-
that they were doing something right.
Two things, and one come up in the chat, and it was somebody said that sounds like it would go good with rum. And I actually, now thinking about it, I think out of all the drinks we've tasted, that is the one that I'd really like to try with some
A
sort of
dark spiced rum or something.
Yeah, just that and that, man. I think that could come out.
But yeah,
I can't believe how good that is. That's crazy.
So you were about to say, One
So
more.
we're only one short of finishing the full premium range for McDaid's, and that is
What?
going to be their cream soda.
I mean that's where it should all begin. It's where I mean it should be the base for all of these. I wonder when we could taste that.
If only we were doing a live show. If only we were doing a live show on the 22nd of May at SWG3 in Glasgow.
Moving on,
Who
guys.
knows? Who knows? You just need to buy a ticket and see if McDaid's
Maybe I'll be
cream
there.
soda, the only premium range drink left in the McDaid's range.
I'm
to
going
be
back
tasted.
into the palate cleanser with a beer right now just because my mouth is dancing after like 7 soft drinks or whatever we've had tonight.
It is a real interesting flavour. Jenny's offered to bring me up some rum actually, but I don't think I need that. I've got a long day at work tomorrow.
Cocktail sesh.
Aye.
All right, guys, we've got 2 other drinks here, and both of them are heels.
I mean,
One's a mystery. One's a mystery heel.
Well, one's complete mystery. Complete.
That's good though.
mystery.
That's good though. I like it when it's.
But a mystery from the Coca-Cola company.
Mhm, mhm.
So,
So we saw each other earlier on today.
yes, we did.
Passing on some drinks and stuff. And now you're your dog with you. The wee dog.
He did.
What's your dog's name?
Rufus.
Rufus.
Rufus T. Firefly.
So
What's up?
we kind of came into a conversation there when we were there about because what is you're an anti-allergy dog. Like you can't be allergic to your dog. Is that right, Al?
Right.
We're
Well,
actually doing this.
it did come up. No, so right. I'm not going to claim to be some sort of dog expert.
Okay,
But
don't, because
I'm
you only had
gonna-
a dog since Christmas.
Yeah, but I'm not like. But that doesn't
Took you
mean
being
that
an
I
expert in 4 months.
But that doesn't mean that I need to take what Nick's saying as if he knows more, right?
Okay, I'll tell you what. I'm not going to put it to the crowd because I don't really care what they think.
Or
The
maybe that's
point is-
just up your lips today.
Nah, the point is this. I clapped Al's lovely wee Rufus, and then moments after, my eyes started swelling up, my lips started swelling up, and I've actually had a swollen lip today since then. So
But you didn't bring this up when people were slating your luscious lips.
I was doing a quiz, man. Didn't have time for people who were slagging me in the comments, man. I mean, I'm famous. I get slagged in the comments all the time.
Basically, I am relatively.
No,
allergic
the
to
point
dogs.
we were making earlier
getting
on in the
heated.
car park is when I was like, my dog is a non-allergen dog. His hair's like your hair. And I'm like, well, one, nobody's
No
hair's like
one's
my hair.
hair's like your
Come
hair.
on. And then 2, like, you just, everyone's bodies are different. So I don't believe that everyone is just, it is what it is. Your dog's a good guy, but I'm allergic to him, like I am with all animals and dogs.
Like-
in fact,
like-
sidebar, you ever been to one of those shows?
Crufts?
Went to one in I went to one in Vegas, and what's the spot at the across from the MGM? Camelot? No,
Oh, yeah, Excalibur.
Excalibur.
Camelot is a failed English theme park.
My mum, Jim, my brother, and I went to
The
one of
jousting
those
thing.
jousting. It was like a
Medieval
jousting
times.
show, man, in medieval times, and you get like a fucking big turkey leg for your dinner. Shit. I swear to God, right? I was maybe like 4 or 5 rows from the front. I was so allergic to the horses in there. My face was just ballooning. And Mum was like, I was just going to, are you all right? And I'm like,
Are you having a good time?
no, I'm not all right. I am dying right now. And there's no, like, a shit show of a holiday that was for me, man, honestly. And that
It
is
does sound
literally and figuratively.
The first time I ever went to a travel agent to book Vegas, me and Helena, that I remember the woman saying, like, here's like a package deal. It's a really good price. And I was like, it's a really good price. And I just was like, what hotel is that though? And she was like, oh, it's Excalibur. It's really nice. It's really local. And I was like,
No.
and it's like, I was like, this is a medieval themed hotel. She was like, aye, but I mean price. And I was like, I'm not. I was like, wait, look at me. I was like, what are you talking about? I was like, nah. I was like, have you ever seen Ocean's 11? I'm kind of thinking more. I'm an acting. What
To
are
be
you
fair,
talking
I was 16 when I went to Vegas the first time. So like we were younger, but I
Were
had
you staying there?
terrible. No, we stayed in worse circus.
Circus. Oh,
Again, we were kids. Like I
man.
think
I
I
had a
was
phone
16.
childline, man. If my parents tried to take me to Vegas and go to circus.
Man,
When we were on the plane once, the guy that was sitting next to Helena, it was him and two mates. So it was like me, Helena, one of the guys, and the other two guys were sitting elsewhere. And Helena, I fell asleep, and Helena's kind of talking to the guy, and he's dead excited for Vegas. And Helena's like, where are you staying? He's like, circus. So it's like, ooh.
Let me actually, do you know what? I had a great time there, and I was going to say, here's a question for you both. Vegas very famous for many things, but
Dogs.
super famous
Dogs.
for buffets. Are you a buffet guy? Would you like a buffet?
I
There's 100% time and a place for a buffet, and a buffet sometimes could be all you want because you want. It's effectively council tapas.
Talk to me about
let's draw
tapas
a
like this.
distinction between.
Talk to me about your strategy at a buffet. How do you navigate a
Well, if
buffet?
you're talking about the bowling club,
Like
21st buffet, or if you're talking about Vegas buffet.
No. I'm not talking about finger sandwiches at a wedding. I'm talking about a buffet, like China Buffet King, like World buffet, like Vegas buffet, a buffet in general. You go there. What's the quote from Peep Show?
It's eat as much as you'd like, not eat as much as you can. There's no
Exactly.
competitive
One of those,
element
right?
inside.
What is your strategy for a buffet?
My strategy for a
And-
buffet is I go starter, main, dessert.
Okay.
Depends. I might do starter, small main. There.
In the world of 5-star sodas, I would call you an amateur. And what's
I've
your
got a
strategy for a
voice, come on.
buffet?
Well, Nick, I just go up and I look for things that I like and I stick my plate and eat them. But I know from being at the one at the Cosmo with you that you really do think it through. So why don't we just hear this?
Hold
See
on,
when you're
just
at any
before,
buffet-
before you go in, because I know you're going to
Okay.
go in here. The first, if anybody says American buffet to me, I think a Ponderosa, which has been mentioned in the comments there.
Ponderosa
Yeah,
Steakhouse,
Ponderosa's decent.
Ponderosa Steakhouse, where you just go and pay for, and the price is just for your bit of meat, and then
Yeah.
you give as much buffet as you want. It's the most insane concept in the world.
Mm.
And like stuff that's on the buffet is quite often bigger than the bit of meat you've been given. There's more meat in the buffet.
Do you remember you used to want to go to Harvester all the time for the salad bar?
Aye, that's not a buffet.
Anyway, buffet strategy.
Helena put Harvester for one of the logos, the beer one.
Amazing.
Jen,
She
you said that as well.
You said that you said the clues on the thing, and it must have had like a wee wheat hanger. She's like, that's the Harvester.
I was going to say buffet. One thing you want to do when you're up and you're perusing, you want to do you want to just get something on your plate and start snacking as you're going round?
Yeah. You need a walking snack.
You need a walking snack at a buffet. So say that let's just take for example the China Buffet King, a famed shocking China Buffet King restaurant kind of thing. You're up there. You could be eating a few spring rolls before you get back to your table. No bother.
Yeah.
Just while you're kind of like working the room. The other thing you need to do, I think, is go and check the desserts. See where you're going to end up because you don't want
Yes,
to
I agree with that.
I think a full lap is needed. Go get a walking snack. Take a full lap.
2 laps. Go up there,
Yeah.
start your lap, pick up a samosa or something, walk it off, see what's there. Say hi to your fellow patrons. You're all there for the experience.
Yeah.
But you also want to take a look around and see who are the people you don't want to go after.
Mm.
You need to see these
Aye.
villains
People
of
that
the
are like
buffet
Also,
using the tongs for one and another.
be
Gross.
vigilant because watch for that fresh shit dropping.
Yeah.
Watch for
Yes.
homeboys in the back. Just like
Yes.
that. Yo, but the good thing about some of the ones in Vegas is like the one at the Cosmonaut of a guy making tacos from scratch.
Yeah.
Shit like
And they've got a wee hibachi chef as well.
That's what I'm talking
Let me go more specific again, right? It's a breakfast buffet. What's your strategy at a breakfast buffet now? You're in a nice hotel.
Let me
It's
get
the
it,
buffet.
Oh, I know you're going to say you got a fruit salad and a porridge and
No,
filled up.
Right,
No, I
one
mean,
of the first.
you've got to go full English, but what you do is you go and put the toast in the wee conveyor belt first.
That's a good shout. What you need to do though, go up there, peep that continental vibe. Just
Wasted.
just get yourself a couple of croissants, take them back to your table, leave them. They're for back in the hotel room. They're not full right now. Just get them now.
The guy steals little wee mini box of cereal.
You got to, man. You have to. The other thing what I'd be doing, order a tea and a coffee. You've paid for the price anyway. Just decide what you want as you go.
Tiny glass of orange juice.
Or you get like that kind of tropical vibe as well.
Or you get that apple juice that just goes like stomach acid, man.
I'll tell you
Yeah.
what you should stay away from. I love omelets. I cannot be fucked waiting on an. There's so many egg options at a buffet. Why would you wait for an omelette? They give you this shitty tiny little omelette. It's not even like it's like 2 eggs. It's bullshit. Get yourself at the fried egg station, or if you're in a decent buffet, maybe a poached egg.
Jenny's
knows?
saying get the pastries, and what you're saying now, actually, what I'll do is if they have Danishes, I'll take a Danish because I know I'll probably have a coffee back up in the room. So
Yes.
I like to have something on deck.
Aye.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I respect
But
that.
I mean,
That's
the other thing to note though is have we had our last buffet?
well,
That's where I was going with this as well.
Yeah.
I was thinking that we might have for a long time.
I mean, that's upsetting.
do you know what? See, to be honest, like I don't want to get too deep into any kind of doomsday lockdown chat, and I'm going to put a positive spin on it. See the idea of like, oh, I mean, are we always going to sanitize our hands like 50? See, like
It's not a bad thing.
I'm not like, and this will sound pretty grim example. Like my dad is a bit older. Like my dad's born 1939, so it's like it's not like my dad took a gas mask to work, not to work, to school. It's
Aye.
not like they were like, oh, that'll just become standard. That's par for the course. Like
I'll never have another buffet again.
I mean, it's the same thing, isn't it?
Was he like 3-year-old just getting his own gas mask?
No, you had to, man. It's like it was crazy stuff, man. Crazy.
I think a lot of things. Well, I'd like to think the buffet isn't done, but do you know what? See if COVID has eradicated a few shite buffets, then it's done its job, man. Because some people just
You better not be laughing at the sidebar in the comments.
Probably need to pack that shit in, man.
Oh, jeez. Sidebar, colon. Me and Andy have never stayed in a hotel with fancy breakfast.
Stop pumping out Wayne's then. Fuck's sake.
Oh my god, Andy's getting ripped in the comments. Guys, if you're listening to this and you're not on the live, this is a live podcast tonight because we're trying to shift tickets for the 22nd of May this year. SWG3, another live version of this. Come on down, buy a ticket.
Can't get enough of this, man. Can't get
Another
enough
live
of this.
version of this where we just drink sodas. Should we go into our second last soda of the evening?
Have you ever taken a bowl of sausages back just to share with your partner?
Just to be clear, by the way, all this breakfast stuff's out the window. It's Weetabix for the boys. It's a weight loss challenge. Get
Dry
it together.
Weetabix.
See, tell you what, boys, if you've got any breakfast aspirations, get them out your system this weekend because the boys are on it come Monday.
Right,
Come Monday, I love that. It's Thursday and you're
I'll take
give
a sausage back to your room.
yourself the weekend at least.
Aye, let's get in about this. Let's go on. Drink number 3.
Okay, sure.
Now, I feel this is you. I feel this is you.
It very well could be me, mate.
We would not know about this if it wasn't about you.
No, so a second outing. Is it? Yeah, second outing for the IBC
Checked out for IBC.
company. We had the cream soda and now the root beer. This mob do not a limited range. They do a few things, but they do the root beer, they do the cream soda, 2 kind of not basic flavors, but 2 staples
Aye,
of the soda game.
What did we
And-
have from IBC recently?
We haven't
Black
had
cherry.
it yet.
Okay.
But it's kicking around. So again, staple stuff. I would consider the cream soda and a root beer staples. They nailed it. They nailed the cream soda. If I believe it came in a little bit short of McDaid's though. No, not McDaid's.
It came in short, but it was.
There's
it
a
was
cream soda above it.
I don't know. I think to be fair to IBC cream soda, it was probably done by the fact that I didn't really like cream soda.
But that was old school, Andy.
We've had a cream soda since then that you liked. What was it?
We had a few cream sodas.
A&W actually scored pretty well.
I think
A&W.
it was. Was it not?
Weirdly,
we not-
IBC is still the highest scoring cream soda.
Cream soda.
Did we
Okay.
not do Dr. Brown's?
No, that was
Not
Dr. Brown's
just cream
Black
soda. We
Cherry.
did Dr. Brown's Black Cherry, which is in the Hall of Fame.
Now,
See.
root beer wise, obviously, friend of the show, Craig Neal, brought on what is it called?
Barks.
Barks cream soda. No, Barks root beer.
Yeah.
Barks root beer.
No. And we've had a few. We've had A&W. It kind of splits us a wee bit. It can be quite dank. I like it.
I've
So
already taken the
holding
lid off. I'm
Holding out hope for this to be.
See, I'm not a root beer fan. It's dead medicinal to me. But
I like
it's
the
good.
smell of this. I like where this is going, by the way. Made with cane sugar. Just
Aye,
like
40
that. Mexican
40 grams
Coke.
of sugar in this bad boy. It smells good.
It really makes a difference.
Aye.
What is that about? Like, see when you say medicinal,
It's because it's made.
it's like it's like it smells like the dentist.
but
How
it's like,
mental. But it's
but
not. Doesn't
but
there's
see if
nothing
you
in the
think-
dentist that tastes like this.
no. But see if you think about certain things to naturally freshen your breath, it's a lot of it's like. Do you ever get that toothpaste? What's it called? Marvis. Is it Marvis?
Mm-hmm.
Or there's one of these toothpaste that looks like a vintage tube.
It's marvelous.
It's kind of like that, and it's like there's certain ways to like freshen your breath naturally, and obviously I think we looked at this and it comes from like a root kind of.
Traditional root beers include allspice, birch bark, coriander, juniper, ginger, wintergreen, hops, burdock root, dandelion root, like lots of
Do you
vanilla,
feel?
molasses. It's very, very natural flavors. Lots of flavors.
Here's a little sidebar for you though, talking about the dentist. See, when I was younger, and I'd go to the dentist, and we would like
the
move was mum.
We're all bad to the dentist.
The move was my mum would take like me.
9 out of 10 dentists approve this show, man.
Exactly, man. me, my mum, my brother would all go at the same time, kind of thing. And I used to always like try and go in first. And the thinking was that by the time Shona got in, because we all had the same dentist basically, I'd be like, I can get in and preempt the dentist and be like, yo, don't be telling my mum I've got shite teeth or something. Like, I'm gonna tell her it's all good, man. But obviously being a wee guy, not realising that she would have to pay for it if there was something kind of funky at the time. But anyway, I'm drinking already, you know?
Yeah, no, I've just wasn't sure. Nobody seemed to be drinking.
I've
do you
had
think?
I've had a couple of sips. It's money. I like it. It's
Isn't it?
very. I think it's better. I'm not scoring it right now, but like if you want just a quick one, I think I prefer it to Barks and AW. It's got
I
a kind
prefer
of
it's milder.
It's mellower.
it mellows out quick, man, and it's
Yeah.
got the
More of a
lingering taste is one of sweetness rather than one of like the.
It's
the-
quite vanilla, like, you know?
Yeah,
Do you know what it
exactly.
tastes like? A kind of funky Dr. Pepper. See if somebody came to you with a craft Dr. Pepper flavour.
It's the Doctor of Funk, the Funk
And we-
Doctor Bob.
And this actually is
Dr.
bottled by
Funk.
Dr. Pepper.
No, I mean, I like it, but I like root beer. But I think if you're not, bulking at it, Andy, it must be doing something right.
Yeah, I mean it's okay. It's not something to pick.
It's spicy. You can have a bit of spice.
It doesn't taste like it's got 40 grams of sugar in it though.
Mate, we don't know what 40 grams.
How
of
would
sugar
you know what
tastes
that
like
is
anymore.
now?
Mate,
You
we'll
probably
know-
drank 400 grams of sugar by the time you get to this one.
Yeah.
I like it. Do I love it? I don't know. Hard to say. I love Buffies though. I actually love talking about Buffies.
Based on the way the comments went there for about 5 minutes, I think 5-star breakfasts could be the next spin-off, man. A lot of interest in breakfast food and a lot of appreciation for our knowledge of breakfast food.
I thought you were maybe
Maybe we
thinking,
need a breakfast soda.
Oh yeah.
Oh no, breakfast sodas. I get dug up for this quite a bit because I don't drink tea or coffee.
Potato scone soda.
So I'd quite happily have a fizzy drink early in the morning.
that's
That's how we.
crazy, man.
But
You're having
why?
you're hitting like a Diet Pepsi with your breakfast.
No, not like that. Not like that. I'd maybe hitting something that like a sugar-free Red Bull just to
give me an
give me the
example.
caffeine hit.
Whoa, a sugar-free Red Bull with your breakfast.
Not for my breakfast. I'd quite obviously when I was
bag.
we could still
Fucking
go to the
doctor
office.
backtrack.
Mm.
That is
No, seeing we
gross.
could still go to the office. I would have a can of sugar-free Red Bull before in my drive into the office.
That's
That's-
fucking shocking.
That's a
man.
lot to get. And is it?
But you have a coffee.
I know. I
It's
was
not
going to
the
say, are
same.
you looking
Not
for the
the same.
caffeine?
Yeah, that's
Well,
all.
I'm not drinking
Yeah.
coffee for caffeine. I'm drinking it for like the delicious taste.
Andy,
that-
just maybe inside the 60 seconds, what is your thoughts, problem, what's your take on coffee? You're just not a coffee guy, right?
He's not a hot drink guy.
I
Right.
don't. Yeah, I don't like hot drinks. I tried to get into coffee on tour before, and it was like I couldn't get into it. I started off
Is
mellow.
that the Greatest Showman tour?
Aye, I started off mellow, and like I didn't go like really deep into the strong ones, but I started getting the shakes and stuff like that. It wasn't for me.
Well,
Listen,
I
it's
just can't
like-
imagine you're sitting at breakfast, you and your wife. She's like in her mad accent. Would you like some toast? You're like, I love a bit of toast.
I'm not going to
And
do that.
she's like, oh, I've got my nice pot of tea here.
She
and she
doesn't
sits
drink tea or
down.
coffee either.
And she's like, oh, what are you having to drink, darling? And you're like, fucking Red Bull. What?
No, I mean
I have some Red Bull with my breakfast. That is bogging.
No, at breakfast, if I'm going to have anything, if I'm going to have a drink at breakfast, it'd be like orange juice. But if I'm going to work or I'm going to work at an event or anything like that, I'm having something that's going to fire me up.
Red Bull
It's just-
shouldn't be drank until after like 11 p.m. basically.
unless Red Bull are paying you. It's like does your mum drink tea, Andy? Is she?
Yeah.
Because see, like I feel like in my house, like tea was I had a very typical like I will take 5 and we'll have a tea. Like, and I'm like, well, I love taking 5, so let's. And what I realised in my house, I think this has came up before, is my mum drank tea, my dad drank coffee. So I thought tea was for girls and coffee was for boys. It's from a very early age, and I was just kind of like, and I also told you the story about how my mum would just make me toast in the morning and I would dip it in the coffee. I mean, when I was like first and second year, I would go to school.
That's so French, man.
With my French man.
Nah, I
You
mean,
know, there's a specific thing in northern France where they drink coffee out of bowls. You imagine having a wee bowl for your like tea or coffee in the morning. That's kind of weird, isn't it?
Me and you have probably got every other type of
Vessel.
thing you can put coffee in.
I was like, I don't know if we ever ground to, but I bought a big stupid coffee machine.
I was
during
about
the
to say that.
lockdown.
You just bought fucking a massive barista thing.
It's good though. It's good. If you want to come in for a coffee, none of you are invited, apart from the boys in the show.
But
root
I mean,
beer.
like, see, to be honest, a tea. I wouldn't mind a tea every now and. I realise we should score this. We've went wild.
Let's
wild
score
with
this. We're wild off this.
Let's get back to it.
IBC Root Beer. I know my score anyway. I'll go first.
You go first.
As much as I like root beer, there is a glass ceiling on it. I don't think for me root beer's it's not my drink of choice. Although in the right occasion, at the right time, if I want my palate to dance, I would definitely get this. This is probably the best one I've had. But it's not really something I would go out my way and get. I think my feeling is as a 3, but not a high 3. It's a 3.4. That's 3.4.
I wrote my score in, and then I went and looked at what we scored I scored the other root beer at, because in my head I would probably exact same as you. Don't really like root beer that much. It's never going to score highly, but it is better than the Barks one we had, and I gave it a 3 on the nose. And the Barks one I gave a 2.82. So
if I gave a root beer higher than a 3.4,
No.
no, we've only ever done the Barks. I'm sure.
No, we did A&W.
where the A&W is.
We did A&W on the American
that was barking though.
I went
So,
down.
but what did? Can you see? No.
So the
Yeah,
bar was not
I'm just
barking.
Andy's doing a quick.
Number
What was
crunch.
number crunch? I was going to say credit check, but that's not the right thing.
Nick, you gave Barks root beer a 3.6.
Oh, dangerous. All right,
Similar-
okay. Maybe.
Similar vein, although I feel like out of the three of us, I'm the most partial to root beer. This is a really good one. It's easily the best one we've done on the show so far. I'm sure there's probably levels still to explore. For me, it's probably a 3.8. I put it up high. It's good.
Nice.
Well executed.
Just to let you know, that's exactly what you scored. Barks root beer.
So I've made a mistake there. What did I do?
Wow, I did the same
no.
thing.
You
what?
can't go back.
Do you know what I'll say? It's very hard because see at the time, I think I really did enjoy Barks. I think I was raving about it. to
One
some
thing
extent.
I'd say, we had a guest It's a Christmas special.
And he was
This is
kinda,
drink.
he was
And we
putting
were
pressure
together.
on me.
We were together.
He's an intimidating guy, Craig.
Aye,
He
big
was
guy.
looking at me, he's like, "You better score that high."
We've
You'll
also done 6 drinks tonight, and that is
He's
the
like, "You'll
6th
catch a
one.
slap, man."
Aye, that's hard going. But Barks, sorry, not Barks, IBC Root Beer, 3.4. Solid.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Solid. Can't argue
I'm
with that.
gonna do something I've never done on the podcast. Someone
Jeez.
I've never even seen on a podcast other than Joe Rogan. Sometimes
You gonna smoke weed?
I'm gonna go and have a pee break. I'll be right
For
back.
fuck's sake. Don't know if that's allowed.
What an
Eh,
amateur.
Barks Root Beer actually got a 3.4 as well. So
Okay.
I mean, maybe 3.4 just is the ceiling for root beer. Maybe it's
It
just
could
not going
be.
to do better than that.
In my head, do you know it's so hard? You're basically taking a root beer and you're saying, is this better or worse than Barks? Which I can think is the wrong thing to do. We need to stop
Yeah.
doing that because see, you don't have a Barks next to you, so it's like you can't really A/B them in your head. There's only a few drinks that we've had that I can 100% reminisce on and go, no, it was that good, and it really is those upper.
It's once you hit that 4, that
It's those
that
hitters.
level of 4 is just
There's no doubt in my head because the flavors are always doing something
yeah.
kind of special, so you kind of remember it. But no, it's interesting, man. It's good to. Aye. Oh, there he is.
I'm
Do you wash
back.
your hands?
I did.
You didn't wash
it-
your hands. No
Is that
chance
was
you-
Yes, I
that was
did.
well quick, man.
Yes, I did. How
Bring
we
in an
doing?
independent adjudicator to smell your hands.
Aye, Nick, you would have missed that. Barks also scored a 3.4. So I mean, maybe as we say, maybe 3.4 just is the ceiling for root beer.
Well, when I said glass ceiling for root beer, the number I thought of was 3.5.
Mm.
So,
Maybe there's a better one out there.
is there a better one out there? If anyone's going to find out, it is the boys.
Aye. Do you know, just as a weird sidebar, just because I'm looking at the scores here, do you know nothing has scored a 3.5?
Ever?
Nah.
Wow.
That must be a tendency with us to pick certain scores. No,
But I mean, it's the triple filtered reviews. So I mean, they are triple filtered according to
you have to get through.
the tote
through the
bags. I mean,
boys.
the reason that shouldn't happen.
So, anything in the soda news this week?
The soda news box. Anything in the mailbox, Andy?
Check the mailbox,
I feel,
Andy.
I feel like I shared something. Oh yeah, so the whole thing with the caterpillars, calling the caterpillars and all that,
Oh, that's
and then
right.
Iron Brew jumped on that bandwagon.
With the
I
Yeezys.
shared the wee photo on the 5-star soda story because the Yeezys came out with the blue and orange ones, and they just did a wee tweet, and it was same to know the lawyers that Marks and Spencers are using. It's good.
So,
That's as close as I
Bobby-
get to the news.
Do you like that kind of chat from brands?
It was overdone. And what was the last one that happened? Oh, the beans, the Weetabix and the beans, overdone.
Yeah.
And now
Aye.
everybody's like, see what's happening with the Colin Caterpillar one. All the brands that were too slow to get on the Weetabix and beans are now like, oh fuck, we need to be fast and get on this one. And it's brain damage. Some of it was good at the start. Aldi, I'll be honest, Aldi have nailed it. But nah, it's pretty crap.
Do you know what I'll
But
say
the-
about it, right? See, I went to Marks and Spencer's tonight before the show to get myself a beer. That was a vibe, and the beer's right here. But I was thinking as I was in there, I was aware of calling the caterpillar, and I was also kind of thinking, kind of weird, isn't it, that whoever it was, Aldi or Lidl, with their little thing, all the chat was about calling the caterpillar, the Marks and Spencer's thing.
Mhm.
And it was kind of I was kind of thinking, bit conspiracy like, but
Are they in cahoots?
were they paid to do such a thing?
But I don't know, you look what Aldi have done now, and they did like a fake Nike advert. They did like their tracksuits.
Oh, did they?
It was like Aldi, we did it or something like that.
No
And
way.
it was like their pure snipe.
Have they no time for that pish? Honestly, I don't. Like, see brands that are like just copying other brands. That is fucking bogus, man.
See, like let's slide over to the Yeezy thing. Like, I take it that's got no legs as a kind of Iron Brew can't really have a legitimate kind of.
No, they
Don't
were
own orange and blue.
No,
It
of
was a
course,
funny
but I mean, to us, obviously, as soon as you see that shoe, you're like, "What's going on here?" Then is this April Fool's? Like, what is going on? Is there? That's a bit of a colorway to come up with. Because
It's
see, to be
not
honest,
a nice shoe at all.
because I'll tell you right now, it's a terrible shoe for anyone, anywhere on the planet. That is a terrible shoe, and it's like you almost think like they must have seen it somewhere to come up with the colorway, because no one was like,
I've not seen it
what
in
about,
Scotland.
what about orange and blue?
It's New York Knicks is probably the most famous thing that I can think
Oh,
of.
right, okay.
They
I
do
take it
the-
all back. I take it all back. But see, to be honest, this is a bit sneaker-esque, a bit sneaker niche. But see, Yeezy doing a next colorway, that's rubbish. They've dropped the ball, man. He's got that.
Yeah. Talking of sport though, we need to talk about the big. I mean, not all are massive into football. I mean, we enjoy football, but
I'm
I don't think
a pretty big fan, Andy.
of the soccer balls.
The bicycle kicks, the the goalposts, everything about soccer. I'm
Same
passionate
old
about.
Arsenal always try to walk in.
Aye, that's. I mean,
But I don't think
Yeah.
we could have done this podcast without talking about the European Super League.
was that
Eh,
that was going to be the title league, the European Super League?
Aye, the wildest. See, to be honest, this probably is a bit like the Aldi and Marks and Spencer's thing. It was like, did you set that up, guys? Was this just all a ban up for 72 hours? Like, just here, do you want to do something for a laugh?
I like
Because
See,
it was
they
just shambles.
It's like
You see some of the
trolling,
conspiracy theories about that? I love conspiracy theories, by the way. I love them.
whether it's about caterpillars or
The conspiracy theory was essentially that cyber football. Oh my god. The theory was essentially that UEFA, who won the Champions League, were putting out it was like a new system of how teams would actually
Yeah.
get into the Champions League. And that was going to be so controversial that they drummed up this pure nonsense about all these teams leaving their respective that's not right, respective countries,
yeah.
and starting a kind of like an American vibe, like NHL, NFL kind of thing.
Hmm.
And then UEFA flew this change under the radar when this was happening, and then all the teams pulled out the day after it was put into place.
See, I don't think the change was flown under the radar because everybody knew it was coming and it was talked about. It was like, and that's what people wanted. They wanted a change because they wanted more teams in it. I don't necessarily think the change is a good thing for the Champions League, but it was just so mental that all these
Yeah.
massive clubs come out and were like, we're away.
Let's
then
make
the-
it more. Sorry, finish your point. Sorry.
But no, I was just going to say the maddest thing is like you've got people at the Premier League, Champions League, UEFA, FIFA are like, oh, this is just pure greed. It's all about money. It's all corrupt. And you're like, look in the mirror. Like you've all done that. Like the Premier League was a breakaway league.
Can you think of another time where, like, a company or a brand or someone from this left to start a new thing that was going to compete with the old thing,
And it worked.
and it was super successful?
And this is not my lane. I'm not, but didn't isn't there like another wrestling company now that has some of some people from WWE, and it's like
Did they
it's
kind of
kinda
not
like,
do that? Did they not do that with like the Raw and the whatever all their other brands are? Are they not all kind of like mini
They all
league
own that.
in WD? But I don't know.
Yeah,
I
but they
don't
own
know.
all. But there's like a company that like some people that were used to be in that WWE, they left and tried to start their own thing, and now it's like there was 1 week where they like beat WWE in ratings,
I don't know.
and obviously like the whole thing about WWE, not to get too geeky, is like they used to have like territorial wrestling companies all over the states, and that guy McMahon like just was like, nah, I'm just going to take America. It's going to be like the American
Yeah.
wrestling company, and just bought everyone out and shut everyone down. And he was just seen as like Mr. Monopoly. And then some like the old wrestlers were like, oh, we're going to just do our own shit, and it might be dope because we're in it. And I think it is rivaling it, but I don't know, man. I don't really know.
Do you
what
think in the soda world there's like someone who maybe worked for Coke at one point that now like runs his own like cola drink company somewhere with like the
Well, remember the two guys that worked. Was it not two guys that worked at Coke made Rubicon? Am I tripping?
kinda.
AEW wrestling. That's somebody's put it in the comments.
I don't know.
Nah,
I mean,
I
the
don't
only
know.
thing I can
Didn't
think of is like the Puma and Adidas, two brothers.
Mm.
They worked together for a while and then they just both done their own thing.
Addy Dazzler.
Oh,
The-
is that right?
Is and they still don't talk or something like
I don't-
that. They probably did.
That's
but-
amazing though. See when you get actually, was there not one? I think there's one in America with Dunkin' Donuts and is it Mr. Donut? It's called, and they were like it was like uncles or something that had both the things.
What else can you do? You know
The
what I mean?
donut family.
It was so mad just how it came out though, because like it was like something that big
Mhm.
normally doesn't land just out of the blue as much. And don't get me wrong, there'd been maybe wee whispers, but it wasn't like high up in the news. And then all of a sudden, press release coming out tomorrow night about how all these clubs are leaving and they're going to.
So how many? You need to keep me
It
up
was like
here.
13
many-
had signed.
13 teams were like, we're up for this.
15. There was 15.
I think it was
Across-
like
across
they were
Europe.
going to add more that could qualify for the league every year through
so
winning their own.
stupid, though.
Oh, wait a minute
competition.
here. Wait. I'm sure Magnum's here. This thing was to replace the Champions League.
No, it was to be
No.
competitive with this. It was going to be its
It was
own
a
thing. So
competitor to the Champions
Also,
League.
Manchester United,
Would no
Manchester
longer
City.
compete in the Premier League.
Yeah, so
No,
put this way,
it was going to be a midweek competition. It was
That's what
basically
I'm
going
saying.
to.
So when you go to like the Premier League in England to be like, where's Man U? They're like, are they
No,
playing a
they
different-
would still be or that was the original plan. They still wanted to play in their home leagues, but they would have this European Super League that you need to be invited to play in. It wasn't like the Champions League that you.
Oh, is
earned
that
your
what
way
it
in.
was? I thought it was like they were just
Oh,
breaking
okay.
out. No, they were breaking
No,
away
no,
with
no,
their own
no.
thing. No.
No, European Super League was going to be a midweek thing. They were still going to play in their domestic leagues. But this was going to be like, I mean, it was a Super League that all the top teams in. And let's face it, the teams that were all going to be in it were all the teams.
So
that
why
make
was
money.
what was the big uproar then? Because
Because it was all
not-
about money. It was all about money.
but I think the thing that the way I read it anyway, or the way it was interpreted
like-
by
Seems like none of us are qualified to talk. about
no,
that.
we're not. But the way I interpreted it was that all these other teams were saying, no, that is what it was. Because like there was teams like saying, but like Burnley and all that saying, oh, we could win the league now. Or no, that's kind of dumb
No,
shit.
but that's because after they announced it, FIFA and UEFA all said, well, you can't play in your own league now.
You need slide. Like it's one of the
And that
other-
was like the end that it plays for you. You can't play in the Euros or the World Cup.
Oh, see the teams that came out and said, look, we're ready to get down with this. Am I right in saying that they were facing like massive backlash from the majority of the fans? Like,
Yeah.
fuck this, man. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
right,
And then
okay.
they just all did. But I mean, there was so much that changed. Like Mourinho get sacked, Woodward get his chucked for Man United. There was so
I
many
don't
big
know who
changes.
Mourinho was.
Well, he's one of the best strikers in the game. You know, he's averaging, you know,
This is
Right,
why
I
we're
mean,
not a football podcast.
I think
we're a
that's
soda
done
podcast.
enough with my chat, innit? We've
Nick,
done enough with my
I
chat.
know that only because to bring it back to soda, Seamus McDaid said, like Mourinho, he used your image to G up the people at the factory to make the best soda ever.
It's almost like they went back in my history, got that toast and banana, and made a soda right from it.
Just for you.
Just for me. Oh wait, Cammy saying if they all left the Prem, then the TV rights money would have plummeted for smaller clubs. See, the thing is I mean, yes, big news, but fucking hurricane in a teacup at the end of the day because they all backed out it anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of bullshit.
I wasn't
Well,
even against it. I thought it would have been all right.
Well,
Mandela effect. Is the phrase not storm in the teacup,
Before-
or has that been lost through time?
what did I say? Hurricane.
Hurricane
in a teacup? I was kind of just that.
He's like,
Just a-
I'm just
a fixed
commenting on the severity of the situation.
Give me another Mandela effect before we go into the last drink.
That Flintstones has 2 T's, no? Flintstones, something like that. That's one of them.
Well, it's not the Flintstones. It's Flintstones.
Yeah,
I'll give you
I
one.
don't-
It's not Flintstones.
So I'll give you one. So Oreos, see if you put twice as much of the cream inside of what are they called?
Oh, I know this one.
double stuff.
Double stuff.
Is that right?
Aye. But
How do you
stuff's got
spell
one
stuff?
F. It's got one
Aye,
F.
stuff with one F.
And do you know the reason why? The reason why it's called double stuff with one F is because it originally was, I think it may have originally been 2 Fs, or maybe they were preempting. Either way, it's the same reason. Because they either someone had weighed it and went, there's not double the stuff in this.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to get sued, kind of thing, so they changed it, dropped an F.
There's another movie one, Forrest Gump, most famous line in Forrest Gump.
Yeah, I said that. It's
Oh, did you see that one?
Life is like a box of chocolates.
it's not that. It's
Life was like a
life
box of
was
chocolates.
like a box of chocolates. Yeah, and Darth Vader never said, "Luke, I am your father." He just said, "I am your father." And
Mad.
Luke, at that point, Luke knew he was talking to him. He said, "We're
His name
going
was-
toe to toe, man."
He's looking behind him going, "Hey, Tom, me? You're my dad?"
I can't be mad at.
Right, last one. Are we ready for this?
Yes.
What drink are we on? I need to figure out my numbers here.
4.
104,
No, 103. 103. Drink
Yeah.
number 103.
Whoa, that
Um,
can't be right.
Why? I'll let you
Oh,
count
I-
this in your head before you embarrass
Yes.
yourself in front of everybody.
Yes.
Right, something
That's-
interesting to finish.
Hold on,
on.
it's a wee
That's
tiny
a-
bottle and I've lost it in my bag.
That's a Mandela effect, isn't it? Get your numbers right.
So, yeah, very, very interesting.
For so
Another
many reasons.
Coca-Cola company bottle.
Straight out of
Maasa.
India.
India,
India.
again.
What's your
So-
tip? How would you say this? Maasa.
Maasa. M-A-A-Z-A.
It's out of date. Mine is anyway.
Guys, I just bought this. This just arrived.
It's out of date.
Came here on my Linka.
To be fair, it's out of date by like 3 months.
I mean,
how
how
long?
guys?
How long was it in date? It's in one of these dusty, I guess, recycled glass
I
bottles.
recycled. I mean, I love that.
It's a class ball, in it, like the way it looks.
That bottle of
But
Linka you gave
is
me
that-
today.
Is that not just a stubby bottle of Coke though? Same kind of vibe.
Oh, man.
It's a
these
wee bit
triangles
smaller,
on it.
wee bit smaller, I think this isn't it? Oh,
But
it
it's
is
not
actually-
when I say a stubby bottle of Coke, I mean like a hotel bottle.
Oh,
Who's
right,
the echo, by the way? What's happening here?
okay. I don't know, man. Is it me?
I don't hear an echo.
I do hear an echo, but
It's probably me then if
Is-
I can't hear it.
Oh, you get your headphones on?
Aye, I've got my headphones on.
Bizarre. Anyway, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Maasa. Indian.
So, I mean, expecting
ready
that.
to serve.
It looks like fresh orange in the bottle.
mhm.
No, I mean it looks like that kind of thick orangeness.
I just read the ingredients.
Oh, it's the ain't orange.
It's not orange.
Oh, I'm not even going to read the ingredients. I'm not going to read it.
Okay. You sip it and then see if you can guess it.
Oh, not a lot
Not-
of pop, man. Like
Not
a
very fizzy.
I just try to
Um,
listen to that.
ma-
Fucking
Mandarin?
smell it already. Nah.
No, mango. Mango.
It's
Mango.
mango.
Smells
is, this,
good.
is this carbonated?
Yeah.
Or it was at one point.
Hi. 2 years ago when it was in date.
That's not carbonated, guys.
First on the show.
That is the first time, isn't it?
Why is it a glass bottle?
That's the first time.
No,
You
hold
guys-
on. No.
Talk amongst yourself. I'm going to deep dive it because I think I'm just going to check it's not meant to be carbonated. And the fact that it's so out of date.
No, because I remember looking it up and I'm sure it said
It's ready to serve fruit drink, Andy. Doesn't it, guys?
just fucking just wipe it off the scoreboard, guys.
It's the first in the show. It doesn't count.
The absolute first ever time. A DNR.
I'll be honest, right? It's really nice, though.
It's good. It's good. Nice wee mango vibes to it. Do
Doesn't
you know who
count.
love this? My daughter will love this. But
So good.
I'm putting the
It's
lid
not
back
great.
on. I mean, it's out of date, so it could probably last around.
you know what's so annoying? I bought 6 bottles of that because I thought it was going to be dynamite.
I mean, it is nice. But I'm not even going to comment anymore on it because, you know
I
what?
know we can't even talk about how good it is, how bad it is.
It was the 100th drink episode.
And,
And it was the last drink of the episode. You hit me
And
with,
just
you
like-
hit me with a still
we,
mango.
we swapped that out. We swapped that out for could have been an absolute classic.
But this
And
is
we
good.
swapped
This is we'll never forget this.
Do you know what we do have? If
It's
we,
so
want,
good. I'm going to finish it. It's so good.
if we want to get it, if you want to do a fizzy one to round it up, what we all have.
What?
That melon can bottle thing.
Nah,
Not,
I say
not
pass.
chilled. It's not chilled.
I say pass. And it's
Can't
also
do it.
like
Not chilled.
it's like I don't I don't want to leave a stream for so I run to the fridge.
5-star fruit drinks. I'll just Tantas.
Money.
It's good. I
That's
mean,
really
that's
good.
tasty. It's tasty.
I mean, but it's not
But
fizzy.
that's
It's not getting a score.
Have you? What an anticlimax.
I know I shook them up and everything. I was like, no, there's definitely fizz in that. We're all right. Why would you put it in a glass bottle? Why is it a product to the Coca-Cola company?
We
What
like
was
popping,
the event
popping
this
the top
year?
off, popping the top off. Going, no, there's not much pop to that.
What was the event? What was the event this year that? Oh, it was the NHL hockey thing.
The what?
Where they were playing at Lake Tahoe.
Oh
and
yeah,
the
nice.
ice made started melting, and they just they just postponed the game for like 8 hours. That's what we need.
That's it. That's
Tell
it.
you what, maybe look on Instagram at 5-star sodas, and we'll maybe do an Instagram live review of another drink just to get us over the edge.
Well, let's just say
we're cool. That was our 102nd. Oh, Al disappeared. I was so disgusted. He's sugar high out. He's not. That's 102 drinks we've done. We've still hit the 100. We still hit the 100. There he comes. He's back. He's back.
He's back like Popeye.
You were mid-sentence as well, Al.
Yeah, I was just saying, Cammy's saying put it in a soda stream.
It's a vibe. Might
That's
be
why
good.
you need a soda stream on deck, man.
Aye. Yeah,
Dude, I mean, like, to be honest, like, see, to be honest, right, it doesn't get a review because it's not what it is, but whatever this is, it's tasty. Tanned it.
Yep.
Absolute heat tonight.
What are you taking up the virtual road?
I feel like, honestly, I'm gonna let's go. Here it is,
I'll open that up to all of the drinks, even from the.
I'm pulling one back in from the quiz.
He's bringing a Fago wrong right back.
I'm going for the Fago.
Do you know what? It's for me. It is. You're right. It's between the Fago and the banana McDaids. The Fago for me is just super cheap. It doesn't mean it's not that cheap here, but it's just like it's good. It's sweet. It's on deck. The banana thing I would probably pull out once in a while and really enjoy it.
What did you drink the most of out with of the mango?
The banana.
Just
because there was so much to kind of discover, but I've
I drank most of the Ribena, but I was dying for a drink right at the start.
The banana, then the Coke, the banana, then the Fago, then the Coke, then the IBC. I mean, look how much red cola I've got left over from the quiz. I mean, that's above the label.
You've just tasted it.
That's shocking.
But
you don't really need.
It's not really. You know what it is like with something like the banana or the root beer. You need to get in the weeds with it and see what's happening. Flavor.
So just to kind of recap though, McDaid's 4 for 4, straight up onto the Hall of Fame with another 4.0.
Is there another 4.0 for the McDaid's football special? Not 4.0.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's 4 for 4.
But that made it for the skin of his teeth as well, didn't it?
Yeah, it was a 4. So football special and banana both in with a 4.0, but cola.
That banana though does have an asterisk though, right?
Say again.
The banana has an asterisk beside it.
Why?
Because I rated it quite high, and Andy rated it lower. I mean, it is triple filter review, but
triple filter. There's nothing wrong.
I mean, it's not quite as like. It's not quite as up there as the.
In that sense, though, you would need to give a few things an asterisk. Doritos Guava, I rated that quite low. You rated it very high. Still, your highest rated drink of all time.
So good, though, isn't it? Ow, back me up on that one.
On which one? Guava.
Aye,
Guava's money.
I should say before we wrap this up, this is our last virtual episode. Hopefully, for a very long time.
Mate, if we go back into lockdown, man, everything's cancelled. I'm
just tanning every soda on the shelf.
I'm announcing my retirement.
No, but we're announcing our big weight loss challenge next time. But for people listening to the show, on the 22nd of May, we are doing a live in-person version of this. We will be at SWG3 in Glasgow, and tickets are on sale now at the link Andy's about to tell you.
bighandmedia.com/shop. Tickets are £15 each, but you're like, to watch you talk pish. But with that £15, you'll be given your very own 5-star sodas tote bag. But not just a tote bag, because within that 5-star sodas tote bag will be the 4 drinks that we're going to taste on that night. And it's not going to be like a can of Coke, a can of Sprite, a can of Fanta, and a plastic bottle of Bars bubblegum. We take it seriously. 4 of the I mean, they're what a lineup. It's tonight we had a great lineup, and I think the one that we're going to do at the live show is just as strong.
Yeah.
We'll be
I
there
mean,
signing signatures, kissing babies, the whole thing, man. We'll be there.
special guests, perhaps.
Just need to be, you need to
Perhaps.
be there. You need to
I'll
be
tell
there.
you what, 2 of the special guests that we were reaching out to have accepted our offer. So
But they're also looking at other offers from a certain European Super League. So we're
Aye,
still just.
The Soda Super League has an offer. So
Yeah, that's mate.
so the Super League.
Go and register
for
that website. Yeah. So the Super League, man.
Yeah, why don't we do the Soda Super League?
there's fucking no reason why we can't reach out to any other
After
non.
100 drinks,
Yeah.
we do the Soda Super League. We bring in the top 16 and put them against each other in a taste-off.
This might be the best thing you've
like
ever
a
done, to be
bracket.
honest.
We do a bracket.
Like a bracket.
Yeah.
Wait.
Soda Super League.
Wait a minute though. Isn't the top? Haven't we already rated the top
No,
16?
like,
It's kind of the
Or like-
point.
you go back
like put-
in. You
But
go
like
back
put
in.
them right next to each other. They have to play each other again,
Aye,
basically.
it's a deep dive.
The top
And they're
16.
seeded. They're seeded because of that. It's like the playoffs.
It's so genius, man.
The top 16, the bottom rated drink in the top 16. So your bottom seed is the Fritz Orange.
But that's only because you really like that, Andy.
Oh no, yeah. I mean, I liked it. You
a hitter.
yeah. No, I mean
That's
to
what I'm
be
saying.
honest,
It's always triple forward.
we weren't. I mean, Fritz Orange would
Samson,
go
very
head
much.
to head against Fritz Cola. Oh, there's a first round tie for you. Club
Yeah, man.
Orange
Cool.
versus McDaid's original cola.
That's it. Maybe could run a wee book on it as well, man, because could be a few upsets.
Yeah,
Gail
definitely.
McKinley coming in at the last gasp. What's getting tanned tonight? Muchos has been already tanned.
Yeah, we've been done, man. We're done.
We'll give them a quick round. We've got the banana.
McDaid's
So actually,
banana.
just tell you what, we'll do the scores while we do it. So the banana
alright, man.
McDaid's,
Banana McDaid's.
is getting into 8th place with a 4.0.
Nice.
Eh,
IBC Root Beer.
IBC Root Beer went into 25th place with a 3.4.
Rock and Rye Fago.
Fago Rock and Rye, another big hitter, went in at 11th with a 3.8.
Coca-Cola
Eh,
Mexicano.
The 100th drink, that we have ever reviewed on the show, Mexican Coke in the glass bottle, went into 17th place with a 3.7. And then we also had Ribena Sparkling, which went into 70th place with a 2.2. And Curry's Red Cola in the 82nd with a
Also
1.9.
pish. And then Andy brought us a mango drink, which
I brought
was
aye.
mental.
That's our palate
I'll tell you
cleanser.
what, for anyone again, Andy, tell them my score for the banana.
4.4?
Nah,
Big.
4.3.
Big.
Was it 4.3? Oh, it's 4.3.
Unbelievable.
Andy, would you take that wee mango hangover for your breakfast?
Aye, that's a definite breakfast drink. That's 100% a breakfast soda. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
So aye, not a good
Wrap
episode.
up.
Eh,
Wrap up.
some-
Oh, wait,
some-
whoa.
Whoa.
You know what we forgot to do?
Friends of the podcast.
Friends of the podcast.
I don't think we had any left.
We do have a few.
You can
I've
just
been
wrap this up then.
I've been strategically saving some. Okay. Friends of the podcast, each week we shout out some of our 5-star reviews on Apple iTunes. Is that what we call it? Apple iTunes?
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. Right, here we go. We're running now, by the way, so please jump on there, give us a 5-star review, and we can give you a shout out.
I did see a few people in the comments saying they had reviewed us, but I think Apple Podcast only updates the reviews like once a day or something like that.
So someone said, I didn't know I needed imagine soda. This is from Iben Jig. Great chat, great laugh, and got me really interested in random sodas. Thank you, Iben Jig.
That's what we're here to do, man.
And then Nick Cragg, 5 stars, of course. Such a great podcast, great chat, brought back some nostalgic memories, and I can't wait for next week already. I mean, what more can you ask for?
That's exactly.
If you want to be a friend of the podcast and be read out, then just go to Apple Podcasts, hit it 5 stars, and leave a wee review. And also, if you want, YouTube, 5-star sodas, like, subscribe, comment, share it. Who knows? And then there you go.
You'll
Plug
find us
them.
on Instagram, Facebook as well, at 5 Star Sodas. Head over to bighandmedia.com/5 Star Sodas to find links to all of our channels. At that website, you'll also find tickets to the 5 Star Sodas live show, 22nd of May, SWG3, where we'll be tasting full drinks along with MD that comes along. Just a heads up for MD that does come along. We will also have a wee few bits of merchandise on sale, and you'll be able to buy some of the Hall of Fame drinks. So if you're thinking, where can I get one bottle of that banana stuff? Come to the show. We will be selling them there. But another great show. 102 drinks reviewed
Should have been
officially.
103.
I should have been 103, but I fucked it. That's it from us, guys. We'll see you next week, and we'll be sitting together. We'll be sitting beside each other, innit? See you then.